Well, just to circle back, my last point on the gun thing, and you make this point, and I think it's very important, and because I have friends on the right and the left, and listen, when we start talking about stricter gun control laws, let's also remember that our government is an arms dealer. So let's not just say the populace is out of control and they should have less guns. We need to look at this as a national issue, and that goes up and down. It's not just us.
Well, you know what? The way I look at it is this: if there was some way to absolutely take up every gun from every person in the world, that would be so great. And then we'd have a weapons-free world, and that would just be idealistic. That would be great. But let's face it, that's not realistic.
Right.
And I don't know about everybody else, but if anybody else out there, including police officers, if there's anybody out there with a gun, then I want the right to have a gun to protect myself. Okay? It's that simple. So actually, I think that the secret to a more polite and law-abiding society is not trying to take up guns from everybody, because at that point, all just criminals will be armed and everybody else will be victims. I think the thing to do is go, as some states have, like Texas, where they have open carry laws. Everybody can pack a gun. If you think about that, I bet you're not going to be very discourteous in a society where the other guy might be packing. And then we'd all find ourselves, I think, in a more genteel and sophisticated and courteous society. Of course, that I realize I'm in the deep minority here, and nobody's going to go for that.
Right.
But the main thing we can do is just, punish people who misuse guns. Don't punish the honest people. It's that simple.
Agreed.
I can remember back in '68 when they first proposed the first big sweeping anti-gun law, and they tried to put a amendment to that law that said, that I thought would be quite effective. And it was simply that if you were convicted of a felony crime that involved the use of a firearm, then you got a mandatory 5-year prison sentence tacked on to whatever sentence you got for the crime. And that, of course, would mean then that you're not eligible for parole after just a year or two. And I thought, now there is a way to punish the people who are misusing a firearm. But of course, that amendment didn't pass. Instead, the laws that passed said, well, you can't ship them through the mail. You have to have a federal firearms license, and it put an entire burdensome bureaucracy on honest gun owners.